Hello, everyone, and welcome back to One People, Many Lands. When most people think about the African diaspora, they usually think about the United States, the Caribbean, or Brazil. But did you know that Turkey has a Black community whose roots stretch back to the Ottoman Empire? Today, we're uncovering the nearly forgotten story of the Afro-Turks. Afro-Turks are Turkish citizens of African ancestry whose history has often been left out of Turkey's larger national story. Beginning centuries ago, and especially during the 19th century, Africans were brought into the Ottoman Empire through a system of enslavement connected to North and East Africa. Many came from regions that are now Sudan, Ethiopia, Kenya, and other parts of East Africa. They were forced to perform domestic, agricultural, and other forms of labor across the empire. Some eventually settled in Western Turkey, particularly around Izmir and communities along the Aegean coast. As slavery declined and was gradually abolished during the final decades of the Ottoman Empire, many free Africans remained in the region. They built families, learned Turkish, practiced Islam, and became part of local communities. Their descendants were not simply Africans living in Turkey. They were, and still are, Turkish. Over time, however, much of their African heritage became less visible. Some families stopped discussing their ancestry because of the discrimination, social pressure, or the desire to blend into mainstream Turkish society. Their experiences were also largely absent from textbooks and official histories. As generations passed, many people in Turkey and around the world did not even know that this community existed. But that began to change in the early 2000s. Afro-Turkish activists and community members started collecting family histories, preserving old photographs, and speaking publicly about their heritage. In 2006, they established an organization dedicated to preserving Afro-Turkish history and culture. This helped Afro-Turks reconnect with one another and bring their community story back to the public view. They also revived a traditional celebration known as the Dana Barami, or the Cow Festival. Historically, the festival brought African communities together through music, food, dancing, and ceremonies. Its modern revival allows Afro-Turks to celebrate a heritage that was nearly erased. Their histories remind us that the African diaspora did not travel only in one direction. African people created communities throughout the Americas, Europe, Asia, and the Middle East. Even when their stories were excluded from history books, those communities did not disappear. This is the Black community in Turkey that history nearly forgot, and this is One People, Many Lands.